this film I shot before I got trolled, right? So the trolling was so much easier to deal with because I understood what was happening. It's this strange loop we set ourselves in with social media, where we sacrifice our self-love for validation, and then because it's external, we hate ourselves in a way. We start comparing ourselves. I can use social media as a tool for creativity rather than social media using me. And then I realized, oh my god, this is why craft is so important, because I speak so much about art and surrender. But now what do I surrender to? I don't have the craft to surrender to. किसने किया? 8 minutes था यार. तुम लोग मेरा Instagram बर्बाद कर रहे हो. But it'll take time for you to.
We're all born pure, but only few.
You don't have to read it out loud.
To become sacred. It's a poem. Did you write it?
Yeah.
Share it. Would you rather lose all your followers or all your saved memes? I was just checking my screen time. It says about 4 hours and 27 minutes, and
Really?
that's just today. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's horrible, I know. What's your screen time?
Zero.
Zero?
Yeah, now because the promotions is 8 minutes.
That's a good thing.
8 minutes is a record, but for me.
It's a complete record. Like, oh my god.
No, 8 minutes is like the highest I've reached.
Or the lowest.
No, the highest. Lowest, it is steadily zero.
Oh wow.
Because I count 30 seconds, I don't let it get to 1 minute.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, hi. This is Babil and
Hi,
I'm
I'm
rotalks.
Babil.
Hi.
Nice to meet
Thank you, and thank you for coming to my show. It's called Just Too Filmy.
Yeah.
And I must set the context for my audience that I just watched a film called Logout that stars you. You're playing Pratyush Dua, who's an influencer.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that, and that's what this chat is going to be about. So, sabse pehle, okay, we checked on your screen time.
You want to see actually?
Yeah, why not? Let's log him out of his phone.
अब 9 minutes किसने किया? 8 minutes था यार. तुम लोग मेरा Instagram बर्बाद कर रहे हो. हाँ नहीं.
So 9 minutes on
9
Instagram until right now today. That's crazy. That's actually very good.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, I don't know.
The film itself is a sharp critique on social media.
Yeah.
It's a sharp critique on us, which is more important.
Yeah.
I can say this, don't come at me guys, but it did take me back to adolescence for a bit, and I know it's a huge compliment when I say that, because that show has really rocked the boat for everybody. And I don't know if
I haven't yet watched it. It's on my list.
That's fair. But because I think there's a lot of media being made about us in the internet age, this film is kind of timely. So when it came to, what time did it come to you? When did it actually come to you?
3 years. We shot this film actually 2 years ago.
Okay.
And I auditioned for it, say 3 years ago.
Oh wow. So
Yeah.
that's been a while, but it's still so cutting edge.
2
and
years
so-
ago. Sorry, 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years. It's been 2 years.
Wow. And I saw Bhuvan Bam has been thanked in the credits. Of
Yes.
course, he makes an appearance.
Yes.
But you play an influencer. So I want to come back to that.
Yeah.
Have you left this film or this project feeling more empathetic towards
Yes.
people who are
100%.
creators?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
And the thing is, this film I shot before I got trolled, right? So the trolling was so much easier to deal with because I understood what was happening.
Correct.
And I understood exactly what everyone was feeling and why they were doing that. So it was honestly, my journey with the character helped me a lot with.
Your real life.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That is amazing. It's like you learn to ride a horse, and then you have to ride a horse, and then you can ride a horse because you're an actor. However, I must say that, Babil, the first time that I saw you was in a film called Kala.
Yeah.
And I love that film to bits. I love the world of that film. I love your character in that film. And yet again, I feel that this film truly, I'm happy for you that you did Logout, simply because this is in some way a lead role or whatever, right? I want to ask you, do you think of your life and, in the movies, in those terms at all? Does it mean more? Because here you are, you're literally occupying 95% of the film in terms of frame. Does that matter?
I feel like if I approach something that I love with a thought process where I am thinking about myself, right? The love goes away. Like say I love playing football, but when you make a career out of it, and there's these external pressures, the love somewhere gets affected.
I also know that you've been doing interviews for a while now.
Yeah.
This is also part of that game, right? As an actor.
Yeah.
Has it gotten easier? Do you think you're having more fun with it?
I have always had fun. I have always had fun. But the thing is, being a celebrity is a job, and being an actor is a completely different job. And building a brand is a completely different job. I think the whole point is to build bridges between that and yet keep your identity and your soul separate from. I personally would not like to identify myself as just an actor or just this or just that.
No, the reason I'm asking is because I've heard you multiple times talk about finding the truth, right?
Yeah.
And this is so important to you. But I think that even in interviews, do you feel that you're able to actually give people truth, or are they able to extract it from you?
I feel like the more I try to give people truth, the more I stray away from it.
Okay, how interesting. Yeah.
Because if I give you an answer honestly, it would give people truth. But when I try to give it becomes preaching.
Premeditated also, right?
Yeah,
of course.
Exactly.
Of course.
And then I don't know if that's the truth anymore.
Yeah. You know what I love about the film is the fact that it seeks for understanding people who are looking for validation.
Yeah.
And I think that really hit.
Yeah.
Because I understood, and I'm not saying, this is the one thing I want to say about the film.
Yeah.
It's not just for the ones like us
or
younger people.
Yeah.
My mom spends more time than both of us combined on her phone.
Yeah.
Because that generation is addicted.
Yeah.
They love being on the phone. It's a way of connection
Yeah.
and validation. Yeah. But I wanted to ask you, isn't like an actor's life also that? Yeah. How do you navigate this?
I hire a team.
Okay.
Yeah, because my team helps me a lot because they understand me as a person, and they know that if he indulges too much into this, he will become.
Correct.
They have more experience in the industry
Correct.
than I do, so I am lucky that I can I don't have to go through everything.
Okay.
So I can use social media as a tool for creativity rather than social media using me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't think social media is the problem. I think our approach, the individual, how he uses it or how they use it is what is important. You know?
There is a scene in the film where I literally see, and you always hear this, right? And you've heard it in theory, and I must give credit to Amit and Biswa for writing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because they've written the scene so well, and you've acted it so well, where they say social media is like dopamine.
Yeah.
And they say that as in when you see those likes, the dopamine actually increases. There is a scene in the beginning of the film where I can actually see the dopamine in your eyes.
Yeah.
Like you're getting, validated, and it's, how does one perform that, and how did you find that? Have you thought about it?
No, I haven't. I think in this film, everything was jotted down very. Like Biswa sir is a extremely intricate writer. He was an engineer before. It's almost like mechanics. Everything is there on the script. I didn't have to think too much. I could just stick to the script, and if I'm allowing myself and my imagination to let it guide me, then it's just about being honest in the moment. I think the more you think, the more dishonest you get.
Okay, so your process is literally surrender.
Yeah.
And let the moment appear.
Yeah.
Because I want to know this.
But at that point, you also have to hit the mark.
You have to hit the mark. You have to know your lines.
Yeah.
But have you kind of figured anything? Because the last time I remember when we spoke, you said, I have not thought about it.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing the same answer today.
I think it kills acting in a way. It's like playing. When a child plays, does he think too much? No. Right? For me, acting is just that. I love when a child is playing. It's pure. He's there. That is. I try to maintain that. I try to not analyze it too much. And KK sir really guided me in that way, because he has this example he used to give where he says that if there's a flower and it's beautiful, but you want to understand why it's beautiful, so you tear it apart and it's not beautiful anymore. It's gone.
Yeah. And so that's the process as well.
Yeah.
In fact, I would say this film was a play then it would be a monologue or a
Yeah.
one-man act.
Yeah.
Even though
That
you
would be
have
so
a
tough,
couple
yeah.
of characters who are outside.
Yeah.
What is that like for an actor in the beginning of his career, I would say?
Yeah.
Because here you are, you're reacting to sounds, you're reacting to light, you're reacting to screens.
Yeah, it was tough. Yeah, it was so tough.
Oh, great. Okay, please tell us how.
Look at my, yeah, it was very tough. My entire, yeah.
Yeah.
It was just that because I have always come from the school of acting where it's about feeding off the energy of the environment of
Other
your
actors,
co-actor.
yes.
You're responding, right? Now, right? I didn't have anything to respond to. And then I realized, oh my God, this is why craft is so important, because I speak so much about art and surrender. But now what do I surrender to? I don't have the craft to surrender to.
Correct.
But then I realized that I can surrender to my imagination. But for that, I have to trust myself. Now, to trust myself, I have to know the craft. So that's why this film actually was the school of craft. You can't improvise too much in this script. You know what? You have to hit the beat because the pace would get destroyed.
Correct.
So, yeah, I think the story taught me craft. This Logout taught me craft, and then you watched it, right? So in the end, I cry. There's a scene where I cry about. I don't want to spoil it.
Don't spoil it. Yeah.
But
Obviously, it's an ending.
Yeah.
He's crying, so we're not telling you anything more.
But there's many cries.
There could be many reasons. Yeah.
But now to cry honestly, I have to also bring the art.
Yeah.
So that.
Craft.
That balance I found in this, that moment of balance was so peaceful and so it was very exciting.
How lovely.
Yeah.
And we can see that. There are two lines in your film that I thought I will just bring to you. And you tell me if they, in your real life, do these also matter? Okay?
Yeah.
Deal jayegi, relevance bhi jayega. This is when JD is telling you that you lose this deal, buddy, and relevant. And I thought that was such a powerful line because do you worry as Babil about relevance? Is that important to you as a human being, as a person who you are?
I often go towards characters where I feel that they are far away from me, because I genuinely believe that every human being has all kinds of shades in them. We often deny our darkness, but I think it's important to observe those parts of you that you don't want to observe. Like, I don't want to admit I like it when my picture gets a lot of likes. I don't want to admit that, but it's true. I choose not to do that. That is my decision, but I must be aware that a part of me exists. Yeah.
Make them notice you.
Yeah.
We're in the business of that.
Yeah.
I want to understand if you ever had people who come and told you, hey Babil, you should do this because this will be good for you. And it's something that you don't stand by. How do you navigate that? I
breathe. I sit in silence with myself, and then my gut tells me what to do.
Okay.
But the more I use my head and I try to strategize it and try to find formulas to navigate something that is impossible to have certainty about, there is no way of, knowing. So
Correct.
I think it's important to trust your gut.
Yeah.
Your gut will tell you.
Do you think young actors are allowed to have that?
I'm vulnerable. I am the way I am, but I do trust my gut over anything else.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So when it happens, I consider the opinion, but the decision is mine to make, and the decision I make through my gut.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing I don't like is fear psychosis.
What is that?
So fear psychosis, they say, okay, you better do this or, And I don't like that because I'm like, I don't deal in fear. I don't live in absolutes. Yeah. I believe that my decision is mine.
Man.
It is exactly. But I feel like all creative people get that at some point from somebody or the other because creativity is so subjective. So where do you draw the line? There is no set formula, right? You don't have to hit so many accounts or targets to be successful. It's your own path. So
I have been in situations where, I have had to manage, because we do survive in an industry where you can't hurt anybody's ego. right? I charm my way out of it, to be honest.
That's good.
I try to make them see my point of view without hurting their point of view.
Good. Trolling, how do you deal with it personally, professionally?
I go through it in the sense that the first time when it's the sorry, that's the biggest one.
Yeah.
The sorry thing, it hurt me because I think I had built this kind of image and I was not admitting to myself, or I was not being honest to myself about that image, and that trolling broke that image, right? But when that image broke, suddenly I had so much freedom, and I realized, man, I've never taken myself seriously, and that is what has given me the ability to be able to be kind. And I realized that, for the last 4-5 months, I had been taking myself too seriously, like putting too much importance, giving to myself too much importance, and that trolling broke that completely, and that gave me so much freedom. And then the moment that happened, I could laugh at myself again, and I honestly, it's helped me a lot. I'm really, really happy that happened.
Yeah.
Like that time I was not. That time it hurt. Like it hurt a lot.
Of course.
But now when I look back, I'm very happy.
Yeah.
That
You're like, this is part of the school, guys.
Yeah.
You go through it and you graduate one level.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you have a Finsta?
What's a Finsta?
Like a fake Insta?
What? Why would you have a fake Insta?
Pratyush Dua has one. Don't you remember? He comes and he comments.
I don't. Yeah. No. Achha. No. No. I mean, I can't manage my own Insta. How will I have?
Fair enough. Have you ever made a reel because it's a trend?
I don't know.
No, right?
No. Me and Babil, no?
Yeah.
Pratyush has made.
Pratyush to will make.
Yeah.
Poor guy has to do bumpy ride and all. But you?
I don't like. I feel like if a trend is being followed, then why should? Then people are already doing the job. I should make my own way.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I try to make my own trends.
If I look at your social media, I often see almost like
It's random.
like fever dream.
Ooh.
That's what I call it.
Wow.
Like it's a fever dream. It's your thoughts, and then I can't catch you and be like, because I feel like people sometimes overanalyze celebrities' Instagram, and they shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know.
It's very impulse driven, honestly, and we've been discussing for the last 3 months how, how to not make it so impulse driven that I dig myself a grave. But I genuinely feel like it's important. Before the trolling, I never had fear about posting poetry, talking. But after the trolling, I was scared the first time I posted.
Yeah.
But that step where I was scared, but I still posted, that was important for me. To have fear, but to be yourself is extremely important.
So do you think that somewhere responsibility has come in the frontal lobe, which is more awareness?
Yeah. A responsibility of what?
That my words will have consequences. People are reacting to things I say. I mean, at the end of the day, I matter. That unfortunately is true.
Yeah. I think that I must sort out, if I am not living my inner world well, if I'm not being honest to that well, then I don't think I will be able to do anything positive or do anything meaningful. I feel like living my inner world with honesty would make that
absolutely
much easier. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, this is a film called Logout, and I have, of course, asked for Babil's phone to be out because we need to, actually, I'll let you show us things, all right?
Okay.
What's the last thing you saved on your Instagram, Babil?
Saved as in?
Like you save a post? All posts. Okay, this is a...
Yes, this is beautiful.
This is so beautiful.
You've seen this?
It's the first line is I love you.
From where?
This is from Dead Poet Society.
Oh man.
It's more about, you can see what you want.
I love you because I'm...
Thank you for sharing.
It was a beautiful post.
Our next question is, if your notes app got leaked. First of all, do you have a notes
I think
app?
I do. My notes is the most. That is the
Yeah.
one reason.
What would we find? Poems, random thoughts?
Yeah, there you go. This is
showing
the
us-
last thing I wrote.
Oh my God.
But it'll take time for you to.
We're
read.
all born pure, but only few
You don't have to read it out loud. Okay.
to become sacred. It's a poem. Did you write it?
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, but there's an interesting line here. Wait, yeah, I'll show you. I deleted though.
No, please, no.
No, there it is. We traded self-love for validation and started hating our own skin. But you'll have to read
Yeah,
it.
of course. Do you ever go back and cringe at your captions?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, of
I
course.
do.
Of course. Because I think at that time, when you're posting, you're like, I'm a genius. Yeah, then 5 years later, you're like, yaar, kya kar raha tha yaar? But I think that's
feel
the
this.
beauty of
I feel
life.
this so much, yeah.
I think that's the beauty of life.
Complete the sentence. My toxic social media trait is.
Preaching. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think I was way too immature to say the things I was saying. I mean, not immature, but not experienced enough. I hadn't experienced a lot of things that I was saying back in the day. You know?
Correct.
And then you slowly started. But when you're doing it, you're not lying. You're being
not lying,
honest.
yeah, of
In that
course.
moment, you feel like you're being honest. But later, you realize, and that's how life teaches you.
Yeah.
Right? Life breaks your image constantly. It breaks you down constantly so you can see what the truth about you is.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
What is your most overused emoji?
No, I don't use it. I love to use the smiley face with the tear.
Like because you're so happy you're crying?
No,
Like it's
it's bittersweet. It's just I just for me sums up like the state of mind of how I am.
Yeah. Absolutely. Which app is the first app that you open in the morning?
I don't open app in the morning.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
It would ruin my day.
Okay.
I usually open my bathroom door and take a cold shower.
Okay.
That's the
fantastic.
first thing I do.
Would you rather lose all your followers or all your saved memes?
I don't have any saved memes. I have some saved memes. No, I don't want to lose my followers because that's my audience. No?
Yeah.
They're very important to me. Sorry, I have an endorsement with some other company.
Fair enough. I want to end this on a note by asking you, where do you see yourself in the journey of Babil right now? Because it's been so fun to see you literally grow up in front of our eyes, if I may.
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself right now, and what's the one thing you're happy about, and what's the one thing you want to do better?
Honestly, I want to be more confident in myself.
Lovely.
And I want to be so that I can be kind. Because if you're not confident in yourself, it's hard to be kind because hating and being bitter is so much easier than loving. Loving is pretty tough to do. So I think if I believe in myself more, I'll be able to be kind more. Kindness is important to me. Loyalty is very important. I would like to be more loyal. I would like to be more responsible towards my mother and my friends. Friends as in the two friends I have. I would like to, remember birthdays. I don't remember because that story is different. But I would like to remember birthdays. I would like to reach out to people and make them feel important, and not just. I always isolate myself, and I'm always aloof. I'm always away
In
from
his
people.
thought tub.
No, it's not nothing. It's just I like being alone.
I can imagine. Yeah. And you said alone is a beautiful word, actually.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean we're lonely. So
Yeah.
I'm going to end on that. Thank you so much. It's
Thank
so
you.
lovely to speak to you.
Thank you. I wish we did this at the start of the day. I would have given
Don't worry
you-
about it. You were fantastic. And we'll see you again. And congratulations on Logout.
Thank you. Thank you
Thanks.
so much.